Assalamu alaikum and welcome to another episode of GB Podcast. I'm your host Iqbal, and today we are going to take you on a global journey through the world of startups. We will explore the current startup landscape, global trends, and take a close look at how different countries are positioning themselves in the startup ecosystem. So grab your coffee or tea, sit back, and let's get started. Let's start by taking a look at the big picture. The global startup ecosystem is truly booming. According to recent reports, there are more than 500 million startups around the world today. That's right, half a billion startups contributing to innovation, job creation, and economic growth globally. The total value of these startups is approximately 7 trillion US dollars and growing. But how is this separate across the globe? As of recent estimates, the top startup hubs are dominated by few key players: the USA, China, India, Israel, and the United Kingdom. These countries are home to the majority of the successful and high growth startups. Now let's break it down by country share. Starting with the USA, unsurprisingly, the USA dominates the global startup scene with more than 50% of the startup volume. It's home to Silicon Valley, the global epicenter of the innovation, from tech giants like Google, Facebook, Apple, and countless others. The US continues to lead in terms of startup success and overall market share. Next up, China. While not as dominant in the volume of startups, China has made significant strides, especially in sectors like e-commerce, fintech, and artificial intelligence. Chinese startups like Alibaba, ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, and DJI have solidified Chinese place as one of the top players in powerhouse globally. India is third in line, and while it only accounts for about 10 to 12% of global startups, it has seen explosive growth in recent years. The country is known for its large number of tech startups, with unicorns like Oyo, Swiggy, and Zomato leading the charge. And then there Israel, often referred to as startup nation. Despite its small size, Israel has become a major player in global startup ecosystem, especially in cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and defense technology. Israel's startup volume might be smaller compared to the US or China, but its impact is very high globally. But what about Pakistan? This country has growing startup ecosystem, but it's still in infancy compared to global leaders. Pakistan's startup ecosystem is valued at around $1 billion, with companies like Careem acquired by Uber and Daraz acquired by Alibaba, paving the way for more vibrant future. The growth potential here is immense, but unfortunately, the government has not taken initiative to implement more startup-friendly policies. Now let's take a look at the top 5 countries with the highest concentration of successful startups. Number 1, United States. Silicon Valley, Austin, and New York continues to churn out groundbreaking companies. Number 2, China. With cities like Beijing and Shanghai leading, China's startup scene is evolving rapidly. Number 3, India. The rise of Indian unicorns and booming technology landscape make it a leading player. Number 4, Israel, a hotbed for innovation in cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, health technology, and defense technology. Number 5, United Kingdom. London remains a top startup destination in Europe, particularly in fintech. It's no secret that universities play a major role in fueling startup success. The best universities often have strong entrepreneurial ecosystem, providing talent, mentorship, and funding. Let's take a look at the top 5 universities that have produced successful startups. Number 1, Stanford University. It's famous for being the birthplace of Silicon Valley. Number 2, MIT, a powerful house for tech innovation. Number 3, Harvard University, with countless alumni creating some of the most successful companies. Number 4, University of California, known for its tech and biotech startups. And number 6, the Cambridge University, a leader in research and innovation. Let's zoom in on the rate at which startups are being created every year. According to reports, nearly 100,000 new startups are launched globally every single month. That's more than 1 million new startups per year. With the global startup ecosystem valued at approximately 7 trillion US dollars, that means the startups are not just about the tech anymore. They are shaping economies globally in all sectors, in all industries, from healthcare, education to agriculture and manufacturing. Now let's compare the startup ecosystem of the USA, Israel, India, and Pakistan in more detail. The United States, as I mentioned earlier, leads the global startup scene with unmatched market share and its value. Companies in Silicon Valley alone have generated over 2 trillion US dollars market share and its market value. The US continues to dominate in technology, biotechnology, and financial sectors. Israel, despite being smaller, has an astonishing startup per capita rate and boasts a high level of investment, especially in cybersecurity and artificial intelligence. The government also offers extensive support for innovation, making it a leading hub for high-tech startups. India, with its massive population and growing internet access, is home to third largest number of unicorns in the world. India's startup ecosystem is on the rise, with massive investment flowing into fintech, edtech, and e-commerce. Companies like Flipkart, Paytm, and others are leading the charge. Pakistan, although in its early stages, has been experiencing steady growth. The country is showing tremendous potential in sectors like e-commerce, fintech, and agriculture technology. However, the challenges remain: lack of funding, potential instability, and infrastructure barriers. So, what's the future of startups globally? The next decade is shaping up to be one of massive growth and transformation. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, and green technologies are expected to be the big drivers. The startup ecosystem in India, China, and even Pakistan will see more investments as they continue to evolve. The US will continue to lead, but we will also see a decentralization of innovation. New hubs are emerging across the world. Cities in Africa, Southeast Asia, and Latin America will start to see more fundings and success stories. And there you have it. We have seen how the ecosystem is growing, the top countries leading the charge, and what the future holds for innovation and around the world. The possibilities are endless. And as always, we will be here to keep you updated. Thank you for tuning into this episode of GB Podcast. I'm Iqbal K. I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, keep innovating and stay inspired. Allah Nigaban.